Hey everyone, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce.
And we're Better Half Reviews. And we're doing another shelf by shelf here today. So we're going to be rolling our handy dandy D20 to see what shelf we're going to be talking about. Could be talking about components, memories, or just a kind of short review, I guess. We'll keep away from that if we can, but it happens. As does that.
8.
Really?
I don't know.
He just made it up.
Oh, it's 9.
9, close enough. All right, let's check it out. Number 9. So we had a few games tucked behind some other games. So this has a lot of games on it. We'll try to be.
This is like our small box game shelf.
Yeah.
Mostly. There's a few other small boxes here and there, but this is like our main small box game shelf.
Okay, so let's just pick a stack. And now there's 4 stacks. Okay, let's start with that. So Onirim or Onirim, whatever you want to say. This was one of our first small box games that we ever got. My friend gave it to me for Christmas. Yeah, so this was like the first like solo game that we had. I mean, you can play it with 2 players, but it's mainly for solo. And I really like this little piece. I'm trying to get to it. I don't remember how to open this. Oh, here we go. So it comes with this like little nightmare looking dude. And I went through like learned how to play the game, played it a few times, and I was like, what's this for? And I think he's just there for fun. He doesn't have any purpose in the game other than be like there. Unless I totally missed something. Please someone tell me something. But yeah, so this is a game where you're trying to like collect doors and stuff. So yeah, this was my first true solo game. Before that I was attempting to play games that weren't solo, just with myself.
Everdell.
No, Splendor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
your left side and your right side.
Somebody was busy all the time with school, so
I'm sorry, last was a little busy.
I played Splendor by myself. I wouldn't have. This is sad, but anyway, I'm not the only person who has done this, so just leave me alone. But yeah, so now I have some actual solo games. Okay.
I haven't played an Onirim or an Onirim very much. I've played it a few times with you, but it's been a while.
There's also an app too, but that one comes with all the expansions for free or like in one go. So whatever. Anyway.
Next up, Exit. The Stormy Flight.
This was our first game that we tried of Exit, and we did okay. We didn't really know what to expect on how the puzzles go because we've done more of unlocks. Yeah, so I still want to try some more to see if we can do better now that we kind of know somewhat of what to expect. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird, like cutting up some cards or whatever, and it just feels wrong because I know it's not necessarily a legacy game.
I was gonna say you've done it in legacy games, you should be fine.
But yeah.
All right, so next up is Tiny Epic Mechs. We actually haven't played this one yet. We've looked at it.
I've been wanting to play this, and every time I suggest it, you're like, no.
No, you haven't suggested it in forever.
That's because you always said no.
It has a solo mode, but
I didn't know that, actually.
This was one of the ones that was actually tucked behind, so maybe I'll put it in the front so we don't forget about it.
Next time I suggest it, will you say yes?
Maybe. I cannot say yes or no. Okay, next.
You want to do the stack so we can get it down?
All right, so this is PointSalad. This was the first game that we reviewed.
It's pretty cringy if you go back and watch it.
We even got something wrong. There's only like 2 things you can do in the game, and Bryce mixed up something. And then, yeah, but it's okay. I mean, you figure it out. But yeah, so PointSalad is really fun, and we make jokes about eating salad and where's the ranch. But you don't mix it with ranch. It's cards, okay? And next up,
Cartographers.
This was our first experience with like the roll and write, flip and write genre. We were skeptics of it.
Mostly her.
Yeah, I was totally a skeptic. I'm like, why would I play a glorified Yahtzee game?
But I did have that thought too.
But Cartographers changed our minds, and we like it.
Yeah, and honestly, the first time I played it, for some reason, it just didn't click that it was a roll and write because we played it on Tabletopia.
Well, it's a flippin' right, but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. And you were like placing little tiles on Tabletopia, and it just looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like didn't connect it in my head that it was a roll and write and that you'd normally be drawing in little boxes. But
I know. I need to get my colored pencil set or whatever and put it in the box so that we can make pretty little maps. I'm like, what's the word? Villages? No, whatever. Anyway.
My maps never look pretty.
I know, but then they can have colors so they can try to look pretty.
So they could hide my little drawings.
They don't hide. Alright, next up is Near and Far Amber Mines expansion. This expansion, for me, is essential. We haven't used all of it, where like we haven't done the magic part of it, but this adds so many good things to the original game Near and Far with like the different boards that it adds, that it really helps like correct some of the choices that I think were in the original game weren't that great. It makes it more interesting.
We always use this just for the mines.
Well, and for these. But
well, yeah. I mean, we do use it for that, but even if we don't play with that, we'll still play with the mines. Yeah. Like, we won't play Near and Far without having the mines from this, just because I think the mines are so much better.
Well, yeah, the mines are so much better, but I mean, like, some of these that actually go on the boards make the choices to go there much better. But yeah. And there's, like, a co-op mode that we've tried a couple times. But yeah, it's been a little while since we've played Near and Far.
It is on our 10x10.
It is.
We want to play through the campaign mode again. Or do we want to do character mode?
Yeah, we're going to do character mode, because we've done the campaign. But we can do the campaign again, because we only played it at 2 players, so there's still uncharted territory. Let's continue on with our Red Raven game, shall we?
Yep.
Rome. If you want to.
I was about to start singing that.
Everyone was thinking it.
And then I thought no one would want to hear me sing.
No, don't sing it on camera. That's why you like half-heartedly sing it, so then they can't really judge you on your singing because they don't know exactly what you sound like when you sing.
So you can say, oh, I really do sing better than that.
Totally. So this was like our second Kickstarter, I think, that we backed.
Oh, I don't remember.
But it's fun, and it just has a whole bunch of these big tarot-sized cards, and you're trying to, like, rescue people. It's very thinky and strategic, and you have, like, these cubes that you're placing out to try to, like, take over cards.
Yeah, it's kind of an area control game, but you have certain patterns that you can set out. And as you use those patterns and setting out tiles, you can't use them again until you, like, use all of them, or you pay some coins to reset them. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, I think it's really interesting.
Well, and the one thing that I liked about this game, too, is that depending on where you're sitting at the table, you have a different perspective. And so, like, your layout will be a little bit different with how you put down the tiles. So that was kind of a cool thing. I hadn't really played a game before where they had that, so.
Yeah, all the starting patterns are the same, but because you're sitting around in a circle, your perspective of the board is different, so the patterns, when you place them out, is going to be different, which I think is cool.
All right, so next up is Lost Cities. We actually have 2 copies of this game because I found it at a garage sale for like $2. We were trying to look for like furniture at that time, but I was like, Bryce, please, can I do this for $2? Can I get this?
Priorities.
Yeah. And I was like, this game usually costs more than that. So we got it, and we loved it so much, but it was like kind of like a beat-up copy, and we just wanted like a nicer copy. So we
didn't play it enough, so we wanted one where the cards weren't kind of bent, or you couldn't tell what was coming next. Yeah. But like, well, in our copy, it was like an older one, so it's like really faded, where you're like, is that the yellow spot, or the white spot, or the red spot? Yeah. But yeah, so we got this one like on super sale, so yeah. It's a good one. It's a 2-player game, and I like it. We haven't played it for a little bit. We should play it again. I'm sensing a theme with these small box games.
Yep.
Another game we haven't played for a little bit is another Red Raven.
Haven!
I like the theme of this game where the forest and like industry are fighting.
Yes, I love this game.
Industry's trying to encroach on the forest, and the forest is trying to like protect itself, and
there's like semi-asymmetrical powers where like some abilities are different for the city compared to the forest. But yeah, like I like that it feels like it's a bigger game, but it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a smaller game, and you can play it pretty quickly, and it is a 2-player game. But yeah, I really like it, and it's pretty, and it's got Ryan Lockett artwork, so gotta have it. It's actually not designed by him. It's designed by Alf Siegert.
But it's still illustrated by him.
Yeah. So there you have it. Okay, we got a few more. Okay. So this is Katana, the card game. This was, I think, the first game that someone said, hey, will you take a look at this game when we were newer as Better Half Reviews? And we're like, yeah, totally. It was exciting for us. And we had a lot of fun with this one. This is also a 2-player game where you're trying to play against each other and battle it out to be the last man standing.
I thought it was more. It could be more than 2 players.
No, 2 players. There, I think he was gonna like revamp it and maybe make it a multiplayer thing.
That's what it was.
But yeah, so we had a lot of fun with this one. We've done a review of it, and yeah.
It's kind of like a more complex Bang, in my opinion. Like if you had a 2-player Bang game,
I guess so.
It'd be more complex because as like the samurai, you're trying to decide what position, like if you're going to be more of an attack or more defensive, and then you have to go like, what's the word, like worship? I can't remember. Purify yourself like through like worshipping or whatever. And I don't know, it's just really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I usually win this one.
Yes.
Because there is like a slight luck aspect to it with this deck of cards that you draw in certain situations. And I always get the good cards, and he always gets the bad cards. And I'm like, But anyway, it's fun. You should check it out. It's by Tracy Allen. And then we have another small card game. This is It's Contagious. We ran a giveaway for this when they were doing their Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. A family designed this when, COVID hit. And it just has, like, a lot of humor in some of the cards where, like, there's a toilet paper roll that's like crying in a corner with all these hands coming after it because Americans are absurd with toilet paper. That's all I'm going to say about that. but yeah, it's just a fun little game.
The joys of 2020.
Yes, it's 2021 now, so.
2020 did win.
Anyway. So another one we have is RPG Battles. So this is another game that we got sent like an earlier copy, and they're like, hey, can you take a look at it? And I wasn't sure with like the title because we haven't really done many RPG stuff. And he's like, no, it's kind of like a lighter thing. And it just has like the gist of it where like you're just the battle part. And it's a simple game, but we had so much fun playing this. I mean, it really depends on like who you're playing it with, but we've had a lot of fun. And I think this one is available just on like regular sites or just, well, you can't really search RPG Battles. It'll be kind of hard to find. But RPG Battles, the card game, maybe. But anyway, we had a lot of fun with this, and when we go visit family next with like nieces and nephews, this will be one I want to play with them. Yeah,
it kind of boils down the essence of like a D&D campaign, but you strip out the storyline and you just take the battling part, and you don't get bogged down by it.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, next up is Shady Pets, the card game.
Because you can't trust anybody nowadays.
Nope. So this was like a silly game that his mom got for us, and we played it, and it was fun. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous, and I think I lost, but it was fun. You're trying to like identify a certain type of pet by like collecting different cards. I think this is a mass market available game now, but yeah, so this is a silly little one. It's
a little like deduction game
with crazy cards.
Yeah.
Next up is Captain's Log, Crisis Detected. So this is a prototype copy that we have. We did a review for this. I think the Kickstarter, they're still working on getting things ready for it before it'll like go to production and fulfill, I think. But I like this game. It was really fun and like family friendly, and you have like your little colored ships, and you're trying to be the last one standing, and if someone explodes your ship, you turn it over and it's blown up.
Yeah, it's like you can go around and like sabotage other people's ships, and they can have different like people, like different crew members that can fix those little sabotage things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yep.
Next up, The ever delicious Truffle Shuffle.
Don't eat it. They're cards. and cardboard. So I love the look of the cover of this game. Like, it's just pleasing. This, if you've played like Seven Wonders or Seven Wonders Duel, I can't remember, where it's like set up in a pyramid.
Never played it, so I don't know.
I know, it's one of those, or both of them. I don't know. You set it up like that, and you just try to like, it's like set collection. But what I really like about the game are these big chocolate tokens, or well, chocolate tokens. They look like money with the little chocolate peeling or the wrapper peeling off, so it looks like chocolate underneath. And sometimes when I'm playing this game, like I'm like, oh no, it's chipped, it's broken, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it's the chocolate showing through. I have to remind myself that like at least once every time we play this.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. It plays pretty quickly too.
Mm-hmm. I want to play it with more people though.
Yeah, we've only played it 2-player, and I think it'll shine at like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Better than 2. Next up, we have 8-Minute Empire and 8-Minute Empire Legends.
8-Minute Empire Legends, and then 8-Minute Empire Lost Lands to go with Legends, because 8-Minute Empire is a different game than 8-Minute Empire Legends. Have I played either of them? No.
I've played that one with your brother.
Yes.
That was a long time ago, and I don't really remember it, but it was a fun... Like, we just kept playing it over and over again because I was having so much fun. But it was a fun, like, area control game.
Yeah.
And I wonder what Lost Lands brings to it, because we haven't played this yet.
I know, we need to try it out, because, like, it's like... Yeah, you said area control. We have, like, these tiny little castles and everything. Like, everything about the game is kind of tiny, so I'm kind of... I don't know. It's on our list to play sometime.
This is another one of those games where I always suggest it, and you're like, no.
When was the last time you suggested this?
I gave up. It was a couple months ago.
At least, like, 4 months ago, probably. Anyway. But then again, we haven't played many of our small box games for a while, so...
That's true. We've been focusing on the larger games.
Yeah, maybe we should have a small box game marathon.
And play all the ones that you say you'll play with me but never do.
I'm the one who always wants to try to play a game, and he's usually saying no. I want to have, like, a game marathon sometime, and you're like, no. A game marathon for us is, like, 2 games in one night.
3.
We did that, like, once.
Depends on the games. If they're long games, yeah, sure, 2 games. But if they're, like, deep vents... look at that transition.
This is the last one, okay? You're almost done. I promise. We're almost done.
That was a good transition, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't even finish my sentence.
It was deep. Anyway.
This was our second review, wasn't it?
No, we did
third.
Draftosaurus second.
Oh, that's right.
This is probably like our 3rd or 4th. I don't remember.
Still, during that cringy time of reviews.
We were improving.
We were.
It was, I think, at least in focus. Most of the time. Anyway, so this is a game that I think would be better with more people, but it has some like cool pieces with like these little seashell things.
I do like the concept of this where you're kind of building your own deep sea ecosystem with different creatures and critters and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I just think some of it, how they laid it out, was a little bit less intuitive than it should have been.
Yeah.
But we were excited because we got this before the release, the actual release of it. We got like a pre-release copy. I was like up there like trying to get one because I wanted to like have a hot new game to do a review on, and this one actually has a decent amount of views on our YouTube channel. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you guys watched this video. We do better now, usually, I hope. But yeah, so that is shelf number 9. We're not going to hold them up again because they're all over the place. That was a lot of games.
That was probably our shelf with the most games on it.
Yep. But yeah, so, I don't know. Hopefully we can get some of these back to the table again. So that's our shelf by shelf. We'll talk about more games later. I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce.
And we're Better Half Reviews. Happy gaming.
Have fun. La 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 la.